Mellissa, can you hear me? I can't hear you.
Absolutely.
Now I can hear you. Good
Yep.
morning.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good morning.
Good
Doing
morning.
good, doing good.
Wonderful. First, let
Awesome.
me say
So
thank you
let's
for
let's
having me this
yeah,
morning.
no problem. So yeah, you can jump right into talking about the small business the small business grant that the chamber has launched yesterday or announced yesterday.
Absolutely, Melissa. We are super excited that the chamber was gifted an anonymous donation of $100,000 to give back to small businesses, chamber members in the Central Florida community. As you just stated, we announced that grant yesterday morning during coffee and conversation with the president, and we are now accepting applications online. So if you are a chamber member, you can go visit our website, www.blackcommerce.org, and apply to receive one of these grants. The application process will close next Wednesday. That's May 6th at 5 o'clock p.m. So it's important that you go on, complete the application in its entirety. And I do want to stress, though, it is only for members of the African American Chamber of Commerce, and their membership must have been paid up in good financial standing as of March 1st. So this is just a testament to the work of the chamber and the board and the trustees that we've been doing, that this donor saw the need and the fit and entrusted us with these funds to give back to the Black business community. So we're very grateful for that.
Awesome. And given how turbulent things have been with the COVID-19 pandemic and how it's affected businesses, obviously the government, rolled out the PPP, the CARES Act, but how has the PPP been impacting Black business owners, and what has the chamber been able to do to, aside from the grant, obviously, but in the interim, what has the chamber been doing to help Black business owners?
Absolutely. So with PPP, as we've all know and we've seen in the news, there should have been some different parameters put into place to make sure some of the things that happened didn't happen. There was a backlog, and even for businesses being able to apply. Now more than ever, and we always tell our chamber members, it's important to have a good relationship with your bank, where you bank for your business, not just a good relationship, but so that they know you by face and name. Our members that had those types of relationships with their bank were able to get in and get their applications in, and many of them received funding. However, some of them were not, especially if you were missing some of your financial documents and it took some time to get everything that you needed in order to apply. That may have pushed you to the back of the line. So we work with our members to help them prepare and to try to get all the documents that they needed. Also, BBIF, which is the Black Business Investment Fund, is a partner of the chamber. So we would send a lot of our chamber members to BBIF, and BBIF has done a phenomenal job, and they're still working even with the second round of the money that has come in for PPP. But BBIF gave over $1 million in PPP loans that they were able to fund. And that helped sustain over 270 jobs here in Central Florida. So kudos to BBIF for really helping Black businesses in Central Florida. And we saw a lot of our members benefit from that.
Awesome. So what has been the most common pain point that you've seen, the most prevalent pain point for business owners during COVID-19 and even before?
Right. Well, for a lot of our Black businesses, definitely during COVID-19, and like you said before, access to capital remains something that we struggle with. So if we're already having struggles with access to capital before something like this, like a pandemic, then once this happens, it just it spirals out of control. So that is one of the pain points that we've definitely seen. And then also with businesses just having to close.
Right.
With very little warning. There wasn't much time to prepare to see that coming. So that is something that we've seen. And here at the chamber, we try to support our businesses through that, especially the Black restaurants that are open. And trying to push that out, curbside pickup or delivery. We've been saying, please try to support these businesses by gift cards when you can. And then, of course, those that are still open, like our professional services, we're encouraging people to reach out and support them as well.
And to that point, that's actually a perfect segue, I wanted to talk about Russell Drake for a second, because he was highlighting Black-owned businesses that were still open, focused a lot of the restaurants, especially on 407 Day. So kind of talk a little bit about the initiative that he was doing.
Absolutely. I can't say enough about Russell Drake. Russell Drake is a true community leader. He loves his community. And when he says, let's build, Russell leads by example, 100+%. So Russell was actually highlighting Black businesses prior to the COVID-19 pandemic. So he's been doing this for, I think he's on the 85th day or something like that. But
Wow.
Every day he goes and he highlights a Black business. And he's been doing this even throughout what's going on safely, but he's been doing it. He's been visiting them. So he's visited restaurants, law firms, dental offices, food trucks, you name it, ice cream shops, you name it, he has done it. So just kudos to Russell for really, supporting our Black businesses, helping to get the word out. And I tell you, Russell does this out of just the goodness of his heart, because he loves his community. This isn't anything he's getting paid to do. He is just doing it because he wants to see our Black businesses thrive and succeed. So again, kudos to Russell. He is a member of the African American Chamber of Commerce of Central Florida. He's an ambassador for the chamber, and we appreciate all that he's doing to support our Black business community.
Awesome. And yeah, congrats to Russell for that. Talk to me a little bit about your thoughts on how the governor announced the rollout of Florida reopening. He talked a little bit about phase one. He was talking about, especially with talking about restaurants opening, kind of that 25% inside, the majority outside, practicing social distancing. What are your thoughts on that?
Right. Actually, I like the first phase one plan that Governor DeSantis has rolled out. I do think that, we want to get back to business as usual, which I don't think is going to be business as usual again. And we want to see our businesses open, and we want to support our businesses, but we have to make sure we're putting all of our health and safety first. Right. So I do agree that we need to keep the capacity of these businesses, especially retail, restaurants. We need to keep it low in the beginning, just so that we can monitor the numbers and that the state and the county can do more testing. I'm sure you saw, just like I did, Orange County has done a great job of managing our numbers. And, right on, Mayor Demings came out along with Mayor Dyer, and they put some shelter in place, some curfews in line. And that really helped us here in Central Florida to manage this pandemic. So I think, and even the mayor said the reopening of Florida didn't happen for South Florida. It didn't happen for Miami-Dade and Broward and Palm Beach. But Duval and Central Florida, we are able to reopen. And I think that's a testament to our leadership here locally, just on how they were able to manage the pandemic. So I do agree with the governor's rollout of phase one. We're going to do it safely and see what happens. I know a lot of my chamber members I've heard back from, especially the salon owners, who are definitely hurting. I know I can't wait to get to a salon myself again, but we have to do that safely. But a lot of them are hurting, and especially with those that rent booths in the salon that are 1099 employees. So, hopefully that will come out in phase two. We don't know when that will be, but I'm sure the governor's office will let us know.
Absolutely. And given the losses that businesses have taken, how are memberships into the chamber now? And are sponsors continuing to sponsor new members? Is that a continuing thing?
Absolutely. Well, of course, all businesses have been affected, from our corporate sponsors, our big sponsors like Orlando Magic and Disney and Universal. All of them have been closed, and they've had to furlough, down to our small businesses. So compared to last year this time, memberships have decreased slightly. However, we've received a lot of more new businesses reaching out to us for help, and we have given them help even if they are not a member. We want to encourage and support all of our Black businesses in Central Florida. Now, our corporate sponsors, even prior to COVID-19, they had the capacity included in their membership to gift a certain number of memberships to small businesses here in Central Florida. So they were doing that prior to COVID-19, and we're doing that even more so now. So a lot of those new businesses that are coming to us, we're of course gifting them courtesy memberships for 1 year in hopes of after that 1 year, they'll be able to become and sustain themselves as paid chamber members.
That's great news. That's great news for those who are coming on board, especially in the midst of this, because chambers are usually there to kind of help and provide guidance for business owners. Go ahead.
That is true, because a lot of people, they're like, the Chamber of Commerce, what exactly is it? Is it something that you just get together and network? Network is a big part of it, because people know and do business with those that they like and that they know something about and that they know something about their business. But it's also just a great place to come and get resources regarding access to capital, entrepreneurship, training, and development. So we're multifaceted, and we provide a lot of services to our members.
Perfect segue, actually. So we wanted to talk a little bit more about the Chamber for those who may still be a little unfamiliar with what the African American Chamber of Commerce does. So one of the top events that you guys have is the Eagle Awards. So I just wanted to lead everyone into a quick clip of the 2020 Eagle Awards, which was a great time. Florida National News had the honor of covering that as a media sponsor. Thank you so much for having us for that. So we're going to head into this really quick clip. Everybody check this out.
It is always exciting to see businesses that are just going above and beyond in our community, particularly those African American businesses. We know that small businesses are really the backbone of every community, and we are so proud of this community.
Well, they certainly have the opportunity to pay particular attention to the African American businesses here. As we're a growing community with over 1,000 new people who are moving here each week, it creates a lot of entrepreneurial opportunities for our community as well. And so we're just happy to see some of our businesses thriving tonight. And the Eagle Awards has been that entity that really helps to motivate some of them to stay in the fight, to continue trying to make a difference in our community.
Yeah, so very well said by Mayor Demings. Talk to our audience a little bit about the Eagle Awards, especially to your point a moment ago about the importance of folks gathering, meeting each other, and doing business with people they know, like, and trust. Kind of talk a little bit about that.
Absolutely. The Eagle Awards is one of the Chamber's signature events, and it's when we come together, and as you can tell, it's a night when we all dress up in our finest, and we had a this year of Soar into Africa, and we're going to Soar into Africa Part 2 next year. But it's a time when we come together in different categories. We receive nominations, and we narrow it down to 3 in each category. We highlight those 3 businesses, and then the winner is announced that night. One of the things that I love to hear back after the Eagle Awards are, from those that have been nominated, is maybe someone in the audience saw the video and when they were highlighted and featured, and as a result of that, they received business opportunities. So it's a time when we come together, the Central Florida community, we come together, we highlight our Black businesses and our corporate partners, because there's a category for that. When I came on board as president, we also added another category regarding community achievement, because there are a lot of nonprofits out there who are doing just phenomenal things to support our community. So we just want to showcase who we are, what we have. As Congresswoman Deming said, small businesses, they are the backbone of our community. And in Black communities, when we have small businesses, we tend to hire those who live in our community. So it's a great way to employ those who live in our community. And we just here at the Chamber want to make sure that we highlight those businesses and that we honor them and that we support them. So nominations will be opening up soon. We had to delay them a little because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but nominations will open up sometime soon for the Eagle Awards. And, it's coming again next year. As I said, we will Soar into Africa Part 2. We'd love to have Florida National News there again to support us. And it's just a time that we celebrate, especially with all that our business community has been through. I think next year it's going to be even more reason to celebrate that we make it through this and that our businesses thrive.
Very well said. And, Florida National News will definitely be there. It's a great time, and it's always our honor to be able to serve the business community. So we appreciate that. And speaking of other events, we touched on the Eagle Awards, but talk about the ones you have coming up this year, especially now that we're finally starting to reopen things here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this is 2020 was going to be an inaugural year for the Chamber, and it still will be in a way. But one of the things that our members really wanted was a golf outing, a time for small businesses to come together with corporate businesses. So we had planned to have that on Monday, May the 11th, but with everything that's happened, that has had to be pushed back to October. So the next event that we will have coming up, there it is, October 26th will be our inaugural golf classic. And if you're interested in playing as an individual, sponsorships, or foursome, you can go to our website, www.blackcommerce.org, just to sign up and to find out more information about that. Right now, we have several sponsors, including Disney as a sponsor, Truist, which formerly BB&T and SunTrust, as well as Orlando Health. Graham Leak Branding is a sponsor. Fairwinds Trade Credit Union is also a sponsor. So already we have quite a bit of sponsors for that. But again, if you're interested in coming out and playing and meeting with some of our corporate partners, we invite you to our inaugural golf classic, which is October 26th. Before we get to that, though, we do have our political hobnob, which is scheduled for July 16th. If we can safely do it, we're still working out how that will look. But with everything that's going on, we don't want our members and the community to lose sight that this is a very important election year. We don't only have local elections, but it's the national election. And we just want to make sure that we engage with our community regarding the issues that are before us, as well as the candidates, that they can meet the candidates as well. So again, that is tentatively scheduled for July 16th, our political hobnob. And then also we have our inaugural business conference. For many years, the Chamber has had the Empowerment Luncheon, which is a time when we come together and we hear from a speaker about how, their business has really been uplifted and just kind of share what they've gone through with those that are in attendance, just to kind of motivate, engage, and enlighten our business community. Well, this year we've expanded that. We are going to have the Empowerment Business Conference held on August 21st. It's a full day conference and it will be at Full Sail Live. The Empowerment Luncheon will be part of the business conference. So we're happy that Wells Fargo, that is a trustee of the Chamber, they have come on board as the presenting sponsor, along with, we have another sponsor, BBIF, the Black Business Investment Fund. So we thank them for seeing enough, having taken the initiative to want to support the Chamber and our Black business community and support us in having the business conference. It is going to be full of opportunities. We'll talk about opportunities with the county, with the city, with GOA. We will also have different workshops for those that are in attendance to attend, as well as we will end the day with supplier diversity matchmaking. So those in attendance will be matched prior to the conference with corporations, and they will have one-on-one time to give their pitch about their business and to see what contracts they may be able to get from those companies. So we're super excited about that. As you know, that is one of our pillars for the Chamber, is access to contracts. So we want to make sure we're supporting our members and helping them receive those contracts.
So talk a little bit about the business after hours. Given what's going on with the current kind of slow phase one, are you guys going to be continuing that?
So right now, no, we will not. We want, safety is our first priority. And so when we have those business after hours, there's very little way to social distance with those. The last one we had was in February during Black History Month. We had Black Professionals Night Out. It was sponsored by the Mercedes dealership in South Orlando. We had over 500 people in attendance.
Wow.
So, we did have one scheduled at the end of May with Orlando Health. That was always the fourth Thursday of May. That won't happen. We may do it later in the year if it's safe to do so. But right now we're suspending all business after hours. Now we are looking to see what maybe that would look like to do one virtually. So perhaps we will have one virtually, but right now it is not safe to do one of that magnitude like our business after hours usually are. So we're suspending all business after hours at this time.
Thanks for that clarification. Just for our audience to better understand the relationship with the chamber and the community. We know you guys have a relationship with elected officials in various counties, not just Orange County.
Yeah.
But what does that normally look like? How does that normally play out? Is it something where the elected officials can help you guys secure funding for the chamber and for the chamber members? Do they refer folks to become members? And then on the flip side, for you guys, are you offered a seat at the table when it comes to their policy making? What does that benefit kind of scenario look like?
Absolutely. Great question. So advocacy is one of the pillars that we have here for the chamber as well. So in my role as president, I am in constant contact with elected officials over all 6 counties, because you're correct. Orange County isn't just the only county that we as the chamber operate in. It's where we're located and where the majority of our work and our members come from, but we also have 5 other counties. So yes, to your point, we receive calls from elected officials, Commissioner Siplin, Commissioner Hill, Commissioner Burns. A lot of them refer members to us if they meet Black business owners and they feel like they could use some assistance or some resources or should be a member of the chamber. They're constantly referring members to us, and we appreciate that. We also work with them just on issues that are going on that the chamber can help advocate on. I've worked closely with Buddy Dyer's office and his team on a few initiatives, as well on Mayor Demings. I'm on 2 of his commissions. One, of course, is the Martin Luther King Commission, and then one is a 6-person commission to oversee the project at the Orange County Convention Center. So yes, I do appreciate them always making sure that the chamber is included and that we have a seat at the table, as well as even with Governor DeSantis and reopening Florida. Although I wasn't on the task force, Glenn Gilzine over at the Central Florida Urban League was, along with another African-American person from South Florida. And so I did, on behalf of the chamber, write a letter to the governor discussing what the needs were of our Black businesses and what was needed to reopen, as well as potential opportunities for us to have contracts with the local government, the state, and even federal contracts once we all reopen. And follow up with Glenn as well, since he's on the task force, just so that he could, be an advocate for the Central Florida community. So I am an attorney by trade. That's what I did prior to taking this position. I love advocacy. That is in my heart. And so that is one of the things I really like about being in this role, is I can continue those advocacy efforts.
Awesome. And I mean, given your drive for advocacy, given the work that the chamber does, what is your vision or the chamber's vision for growth once we get past the pandemic?
Absolutely. So quickly, we had to, like all businesses, because the chamber is a business, we had to quickly kind of shift our vision and our strategic planning to do things virtually. We've had about 9, I believe, virtual webinars over the last 6 or 7 weeks that have had great attendance, and we just want to make sure that we're supporting our chamber members and the business community during this time, ways that they can keep their businesses active, ways they need to think about retooling, regrouping, because some businesses are going to have to do things much differently once we reopen. They won't be able to go back to business as usual. So, we really looked at what will be the direction of the chamber. And for now, it was providing webinars and providing access to capital, which is why the grant that we received yesterday was so significant and so important. Once we begin to reopen, we will continue that, because those are things that our members always need, is access to capital, as well as entrepreneurship training and development. So we'll continue those things, but they may be in a different light, because with the pandemic now, some of the topics that we were talking about before may not be as relevant. So even with the business conference coming up on August 21st, we kind of reshaped how that's going to look, because some of those workshop topics and things that we were going to discuss prior aren't as relevant now. So we've definitely taken a look at our programming that we had for the rest of 2020. We've had to look at, doing things differently. But I think that's a testament of true leadership, and, kudos to my board for standing with us as we've gone through these changes, as well as the chamber team. You see my face, But I have a magnificent team. Naja Hines is manager of operations and strategic initiatives, and Sheena Jackson is our program manager, as well as Jaslyn Ferguson does a lot of our social media and our newsletters, a lot of the things that you see that goes out. So kudos to the whole team. We quickly pulled together to kind of revamp how we were doing things. And now we're looking at how that reopen will look for the chamber as well.
And very quickly for everybody, I know you mentioned it before, but just to reiterate, how can people support the chamber or join?
Absolutely. Please visit our website. Again, that is www.blackcommerce.org. Click on membership. You'll see all the different ways that you can join our chamber. And that is a good way you can support us, is by, becoming members. And so it is so many benefits to being a chamber. You want to create that system of support so that when things like this happen, people to call, an attorney you can pick up the phone and call, a CPA you can pick up the phone and call. And it's through becoming a member of a chamber that you build that network and support system. So it is imperative now more than ever that all Black business owners, and you don't even have to be a Black business owner, you can just be an advocate or supportive of the chamber. You can join as an individual. We have a lot of people who don't own businesses, but they believe in the mission and vision of the chamber, and they join to support us and make sure that we have the resources that we need to do what we do in supporting our businesses. So again, you can visit our website, or if you would like to schedule a one-on-one with us, although we're working virtually, we're still working hard, morning, noon, and night, 7 days a week. You can email us at info@blackcommerce.org. Again, that's info@blackcommerce.org. And we'll contact you and we'll call you. We could set up a video Zoom meeting or something, and we can talk to you about, joining the chamber and answer any questions that you may have.
Awesome. So moving a little bit more into you personally as a president, we want to learn a little bit more about Tanisha Nunn Gary. So obviously you let us know that you were previously an attorney. You're now more so full-time president here of the African American Chamber. But given the responsibilities that come with being president and you being a mom, like how do you normally harmonize or balance those responsibilities? And how do you normally motivate yourself or encourage yourself on those days that are tougher, especially given the COVID-19 crisis, everything you've had to deal with within the chamber? How do you normally keep those things together?
I'll tell you a funny story. So you're correct. I practiced law for 18 years prior to taking this position on, and I'm a single mom too. It's just my son and I. He's 11 years old. And so, he's seen me going to court. I've had trials. I was a litigator. So he's seen mommy kind of in action. When I took this position, I would say it was about a month in, and I was rushing him out the door one morning to get to school. And he said, "Mommy, I think you're more stressed now than you were when you were an attorney." So I kind of laughed and I thought, oh my gosh. But I love what I do, and I enjoy it so much. It is a balancing act, like a lot of parents do with kids. I feel that I'm very organized, and I think that helps a lot. I live by a to-do list, and I check it off as I go. I'm a planner. I look ahead. I have a really, really, really great support system that helps me with my son, because, at the chamber, I have early morning meetings before school opens up, and then I have a lot of evening events as well. So I have a great support system that helps me with him. Of course, now I'm homeschooling while doing all of this. So I let him know that I was going to be live. He's set up to work upstairs. I work downstairs. So if you see him come downstairs, you'll know he's just probably getting water or a snack, but I let him know that I was going to be doing this. But, I, like all parents, we want to do what's best for our kids. And I definitely put him first, for sure. I'm a mom first before anything else. But I also let him know that I have a job to do. And he has always been very understanding of that. He's supportive of that. He's probably the youngest ambassador for the chamber. He can rattle off a whole lot of chamber members really quick. He knows a lot about the chamber, and he's already saying he wants to become an entrepreneur. So, he's the sunshine of my life. I love being a mom, but it is tough. It's tough now with homeschool. I hear a lot of parents talk about, trying to make sure you're doing your job and the kids are, getting their work done. But, what do you do? I think especially we as a people, we're used to juggling a lot and managing a lot, and you just do the best you can.
So what is something you've learned about yourself since becoming chamber president?
Wow. Let's see. I think the more you give, the more you get. One of the things I really did early on is to try to really connect with our members and get to know them and get to know about their businesses, and really to have an open door policy and let them know that, we're here to support them. I've always been the type of leader. I lead with the heart. I care about my staff. I care about my team. I care about our members. And so I believe the more you give, the more you get. And an example of that is we've had a 25% as of last year increase in membership at the chamber, which was really huge. That was in the first year of me becoming president, as well as the donor that donated the $100,000 did it as a testament to where, the chamber is and their business really, liking what they see and want to support us and what we're doing and in helping others. So again, what you give is what you get. So I believe in, pouring into people, pouring into our businesses, into our members, and it comes back tenfold for sure.
And this actually bleeds a little bit into my next question, which is, what do you find is the most gratifying or most meaningful thing about your work as president for the chamber?
Seeing our business succeed. When I hear from our members and they say, because Sheena, Jackson, who manages our programs and does a lot of the contracts and stuff too, when she gets in a request from someone and they want us to send all chamber members who do construction, and she refers our chamber members and they come back and say, hey, because of the chamber recommending me, I received a contract for X, Y, and Z. The chamber has also started our first leads group, which meets every other Tuesday. And this Tuesday night of this week, we had a virtual meeting. And one of the members of the leads group shared that because of a lead he received within the leads group, he was able to get some contract and some work at Advent Health. So, hearing those types of stories, very gratifying. When I came in as president and met with some of our members, I met with David Watson, who is the chair of our leads group and also the president of our ambassadors, our volunteers group. He definitely wanted to do a leads group and I supported him in that. So, it's nice to see and it's gratifying to see that the efforts are paying off and that the members of the leads group are actually getting leads and that is producing contracts, which, as we know, produces revenue. So that is gratifying to see our businesses succeed.
And lastly, as we wrap up, what is your favorite thing about the Central Florida business community?
Seeing how diverse we are. I mean, we have so many businesses doing so many great things, selling goods and services, offering professional services. We have businesses in marketing, branding, doctors, lawyers, we have restaurants, just so many different things that we have, our construction companies. It's just amazing seeing how diverse the Black business community is here on many, many different levels. And I also like to see how we're supporting each other. I think that's amazing. Last May, we had our CEO roundtable where we had 4 or 5 CEOs here, Black CEOs, who kind of spoke about what it is to run a company and really engage with those in the audience, our small businesses, so that they can hear about the struggles and how you can overcome them and become successful. So that I really, really, really enjoy. And I think it's important for us to hear that from people who look like us, that maybe took a business and started it and was able to grow it and be really successful. So that is one thing that we really work to help our members with, is that they can see that, because, seeing is believing. You see others who've done it, you truly believe that you can do it too.
Absolutely. Very well said. Thank you so much for taking the time this morning, Ms. Tanisha. It's an honor to be able to talk to you guys, to be able to serve with the African American Chamber as a media sponsor. And we look forward to our continued work together. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Mellissa, and we appreciate you all being a media partner with the Chamber and everything you're doing to support us in the Black business community, and for being a member of our Chamber. So thank you. We continue to wish you the best.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Yep. Bye. All right, everybody. So thank you so much for sticking around to be able to tune in to this interview. You'll see a lot more of these business spotlight interviews. I am Mellissa Thomas, as always, and you will see me back here at 5 p.m. for the evening news rundown. So thank you so much for spending your morning with us, and I will see you this afternoon. Take care.